Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just a update here on Aurora. I talked about them back on the 15th. Looks like they've had earnings since then, so just time for an update. But as you can see, they're down over 78% in the past year. Over the past 3 months, down 2.5%. Here in the past month, down over 10%. Here in the past week, down over 13%, and here's a look at today. So down over 6%. But this is Aurora. I've talked about them quite a few times. Ticker ACB. Used to be one of my favorites, but I'm so in the red on this one. I kicked it to the back burner. High Tide's my favorite now, and Tilray. Just did a video on Sundial, so you'll be able to find that in the library as well. Market cap on this one of $344.95 million. High today of $1.40, low of $1.23. 52-week high of $8.69, low of $1.21. Average volume 8.36 million, and volume here today is 6.47 million. So 64% hold on this one, and there is their look at their earnings. So here's the reverse split. As you can see, I had 120 shares, and now I have 10. I don't have these in Robinhood anymore. They were transferred out, but I still have them. So you can see it was a 1 for 12. So for every 12 shares you had, you get 1. So basically take that, divide by that, and then I have 12. So got quite a few articles to go over here. So reiterates overweight rating over here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a hold with no price projection. Aurora reports Q4 loss at top revenue estimates. As you can see, this just came out yesterday. So they had a quarterly loss of 8 cents per share versus the Zacks consensus of a loss of 12. This compares to a loss of 21 cents per share a year ago. These figures are adjusted for non-recurring items. Quarterly report represents an earnings surprise of 33.33% a quarter ago, and is expected the company would post a loss of 16 cents per share. Here's some ratings. We'll go over or some revenue, I'm sorry. We'll go over ratings towards the end. But the price industry posted revenues of $39.35 million for the quarter ended on June 2022, surpassing the Zacks estimate by 0.30%. That compares to a year ago of $44.63 million. So shares have lost about 72% since the beginning of the year versus the S&P's decline of minus 18%. So hopefully you didn't have all of your money in Aurora. Again, announces 2022 fourth quarter full year results. So I'm just going to kind of skim through this. This is also out yesterday. See if there's any additional information that we have not went over. So again, they're a Canadian company. Defining the future of cannabinoids worldwide, today announced the financial results. So, and just going to kind of skim through this, so feel free to pause if you'd like to go over that information. We continue to expect a positive adjusted EBITDA run rate by 12/31 of 22, and remain on track with our previously announced cost-saving target of $170 million in annualized savings. Furthermore, a strengthened balance sheet enabled an early repurchase of $155.3 million in convertible debt during Q4 of 2022. Here it kind of goes over some medical MJ net revenue of $36.6 million, 4% increase from the prior. So like I say, a lot of these, I'm down in the whole sector. Probably Aurora I'm down the most, but I just continue to hold. I'm not about to sell at a loss, so pretty much every MJ stock that I have right now I'm in the red. BC strike, a cyber attack impacting, could cause a $3 million revenue hit for Aurora. So again, some additional bad news. So moving on here, again the earnings call transcript. So just gonna slowly scroll through this, but like I said, I've had Aurora for quite a while. I've been covering it since it was ACBFF, I believe, at one time, and was at one point in time my favorite, and then I switched to Freya, was actually doing better, which is now Tilray. And so Tilray, High Tide, and like I said, I just did a video on Sundial, so that will be in the description as well. But Aurora shares plunge on Q4, but this analyst sees better days ahead. Here's why. This is just dated here today. So they reported the financial and operational for June 30th on Tuesday, revealing a net revenue of $50.2 million compared to the previous quarter of $50.4. Medical MJ net revenue of $36.6 million, representing 4% increase in the prior year period and accounting for 72.8% of Aurora's quarterly consolidated net revenue. The Canadian MJ giant attributed the increase in revenue of the international medical business, which is up 35.4% compared to last year. Aurora continues to strengthen its presence in key emerging international medical MJ markets to seize the opportunity in Germany as it paves the way toward legalizing MJ use. I keep following that. Don't ask me when that's going to happen. Could be 2 years. It's hard to say. Analyst had said earlier in the scenario where imports would be allowed, that recreational sales could kick off in 2024 in Germany. So even though it's not legalized, people are still using the products. That's never going to change. Once it does become legalized, I would assume all these prices are just going to skyrocket for stocks, and then could possibly have a pullback. It's hard to say. So, but I also have covered Tilray a couple times, so, and High Tide for sure. So probably due to make a video on that as well. So, rating on the company stock while reducing his price target 3 from $4.05 on slightly reduced estimates. So the price level that it's getting to be at is almost tempting for myself to buy some more just to lower my cost basis. But one account that I have after the split and everything, since it's so far down, I think my cost basis is about $50 per share. So I hate to even look at it. So. And not much other information in there. Over here on StockTwits, currently at $1.31, low of $1.21, and high of $8.69. So not too far away from the lows. That's what we just talked about. Not much other information in there. Over here on MSN Money, currently showing it as a buy, which kind of blows my mind, and a upside to 544. So you could double your money if that holds true. So, but that's all that I have on Aurora. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money following Ford Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.